Good news from Alabama. An abortion ban, a ban on abortion clinics specifically, has been ruled unconstitutional. There's a 172-page opinion written by U.S. District Judge Myron Thompson. And he said, you know what? The law would effectively close 3 abortion clinics in the state. It would force women who are seeking abortions, which is, of course, a legal medical procedure, most of whom are already poor, to travel long distances to obtain the services. And there's this law where the idea of the law was, if you're going to be an abortion doctor, you need to be admitted at a local hospital, and that's where the procedures need to be done. And this is very complex because particularly when doctors are in a state with few abortion clinics, if they are not local, they're traveling very long distances to perform abortions, and requiring them to have admitting privileges at the hospital is a very complicated thing to do, particularly if you're traveling from out of state. This is by design, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a coincidental side effect, but this is by design from the anti-abortion movement. And one of the best parts for me of the 172-page decision written by Myron Thompson was he drew a parallel between a woman's right to choose abortion and the right to have firearms. And Thompson wrote the following hypothetical in his decision. He said, suppose the state or federal government passed a new restriction on who could sell firearms, and it resulted in only 2 vendors being able to stay in business, one in Huntsville and one in Tuscaloosa. You may disagree, right, with abortion being legal, but it is, in the same way that some people disagree with it being so easy to buy guns. It is legal. So this is a pretty good parallel. You know, Lewis, that if there were a decision made that closed all but 2 gun stores, people would be flipping out. And Adam sent me an email, and he had a great additional point. And he said, what if the entrance to the gun store was surrounded by anti-gun protesters yelling at you to reconsider your decision to buy a gun, the way that these abortion clinics are surrounded with anti-choice protesters saying reconsider your decision to have an abortion? You know that the entire perspective from the right on what should be legal would be drastically different.
That is an interesting parallel. And I can see someone, you know, saying, well, look at all the restrictions they put on guns.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have automatic this. You have to have certain features on this gun. You can't sell this type of gun. I could see someone saying, well, it's kind of like forcing transvaginal ultrasounds before you get an abortion, and 72-hour certain waiting periods before you get an abortion. And, you know, it's just funny how many parallels there really are when it comes to things like this.
Pretty reasonable assessment, as opposed to, just for contrast, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, who has decided that corporations are people and hold religious beliefs. Drastically different points of view from the different courts.